Good evening. Today we will look at P. Ramasamy's case. He pleaded not guilty to 17 criminal breach of trust charges involving over 800,000 ringgit. Is an apology enough for flag errors? That was the topic that came up following an apology from PAS over a mistake in its logo. Do you agree with the third contract extension for Azam Baki as MACC chief? Several politicians and NGOs have spoken out against it. This includes the chairperson for C4 Center. Continue watching to find out what he said. Former Penang Deputy Chief Minister P. Ramasamy is facing 17 counts of criminal breach of trust involving funds from the Penang Hindu Endowment Board, a body he chaired from 2010 to 2023. Ramasamy pleaded not guilty before Judge Zulhazmi Abdullah at the Butterworth Sessions Court this morning. According to Free Malaysia Today, prosecutors alleged that Ramasamy, during his tenure as PHEB chair, used board funds without formal approval between May 2019 and February 2022. The charges were linked to the purchase of a gold-plated Taipusam chariot in 2019, along with payments for education sponsorships and medical assistance to individuals. He was charged under Section 409 of the Penal Code, which provides for a maximum jail term of 20 years, caning and a fine. During court proceedings, his lawyer Shamsher Singh Tin said Ramasamy had cooperated with MACC throughout the investigation process. This included by paying a 20,000 ringgit bond when he was first arrested on May 12, 2024. The lawyer also informed the court that his client did not disturb anyone during the probe, nor did he pressure PHEB members. The court set July 15 for mention.
Basically, 13 charges in connection with the purchase of the golden chariot. So, since the money for the golden chariot they were paid in 13 transactions, so that is why there are 13 charges. So, each transaction is one charge. But ultimately, let us understand that though there are total 13 plus 2 and 2, 17 charges, there will be only a single trial. There will be only one trial, and that is why the total bail amount which has been posted by the Penjamin is about 78,000 ringgit.
Terengganu PAS has officially issued a written warning to a staff member. This is over a promotional logo for its upcoming event, Himpunan Teguh Memimpin Terengganu 2025, which had an error on the Malaysian flag. Their logo had a Jalo Gemilang with only 12 stripes and an 11-point star. Following backlash, the party had apologized and produced a new version of the logo with the correct flag. When contacted by Malaysia Kini, its Assistant Secretary, Hanafi Ahmad, said that the staff responsible for the mistake was formally reprimanded with a written warning. She added that they had apologized for the unintentional mistake, just like others. Hanafi said this when asked whether Terengganu PAS was open to being investigated for the mistake or felt that an apology alone would be sufficient. He also expressed confidence that the controversy would not dampen the turnout at its rally. However, a PKR leader has reminded PAS of their previous remarks over flag mistakes, pointing out that they said an apology was not enough. Here's his comments on the matter. Send the person responsible for a flag error in a logo to the police so that they can investigate. This was the message from PKR Deputy Information Chief Chua Wei Kiat to the PAS leadership after its Terengganu division made an error on the national flag in a party poster. In a statement, Chua pointed out how PAS youth used strong words when Sinchu Daily made a mistake and said they shouldn't keep quiet when their own members make the same error. He added that PAS had sought a harsh punishment then and even said that an apology would not cut it. Chua also reminded all quarters that the Jalo Gemilang belongs to all Malaysians regardless of their political affiliations. He said it was clear some are misusing patriotism for their political mileage and fanning racial and religious sentiments. He stressed that it is not only hypocritical but detrimental to our national unity. The incident by Terengganu PAS is the latest in a series of mistakes involving the national flag, which has affected Sinchu Daily, an electronic billboard in Bukit Bintang, an exhibitor at a baby products expo in the Education Ministry. Azam Baki was reappointed as MACC Chief Commissioner for another one-year term effective May 13th. However, his appointment as the MACC chief again has received criticism from various quarters. This includes political economist Edmund Terence Gomez, who said that it reflects badly on Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim's administration. In his speech during his book launch in Kuala Lumpur today, Gomez stressed on the need for institutional reforms, which would ensure the MACC's independence. He said this is as there are serious allegations of selective prosecutions, and the very fact that there are claims on this raises a red flag. He stressed that to do away with talk of MACC's supposedly targeted prosecution, the agency's chief must be selected transparently. However, he said this is not happening and questioned if the government is really serious about tackling corruption. He added that Azam's contract extension goes against previous promises made by former opposition figures who have since gained positions in Putrajaya. He pointed out that they had said in the run-up to the election that the minute they come into power, they will remove Azam. Government backbencher Wong has lamented on how PKR's operations have strayed from its traditional ways. Speaking at an event in Kuala Lumpur, Wong said that when he first joined PKR, they would hold their traumas at a pondok or in a coffee shop. He pointed out that nowadays it's being done in hotels and questioned where all the money is coming from. Wong said he doesn't know, and even his money is just enough to support his family, not his political career. Describing the situation as a scary one, the Subang MP said the reality is that opposition-turned-government parties are now turning to political cultures it had previously attempted to distance itself from. He said we have all sort of lost our roots and are hosting events in fancy places, with supporters expecting it. He added that there is now a rotten political culture, and money politics has surfaced, as can be seen during the party election period. Wong was addressing an audience at the launch of political economist and activist Edmund Terence Gomez's book titled Misgovernance: Grand Corruption in Malaysia. The 45-year-old lorry driver involved in the horrific crash that claimed the lives of 9 Federal Reserve Unit personnel has been remanded for 4 days, starting today. According to Bernama, Hilir Perak Police Chief Bakri Zainal Abidin said Magistrate Naidatul Atira Azman had issued the remand order against the driver. The man is being investigated under Section 41 of the Road Transport Act 1987 for causing death by reckless or dangerous driving. If convicted, he could face 2 to 10 years in prison and a fine of up to 50,000 ringgit. He can also be disqualified from holding or obtaining a driving license for not less than 5 years. The crash had occurred around 8:50 a.m. when a gravel-laden lorry plowed into a truck carrying 18 FRU personnel who were returning to Ipoh from an assignment in Teluk Intan. 9 officers lost their lives, 2 others were critically injured, and 7 sustained minor injuries. If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe. US President Donald Trump said he is working on ending the war in Gaza. In his speech at the Saudi-US Investment Forum in Riyadh, he said that they are continuing to work to get the war ended as soon as possible and that it was a horrible thing that is taking place. Trump also spoke on the conditions of the people in Gaza.
People of Gaza deserve a much better future, but that will or can not occur as long as their leaders choose to kidnap, torture, and target innocent men, women, and children for political ends. The way those people are treated in Gaza, there's not a place in the world where people are treated so badly. It's horrible.
Earlier in his speech, Trump had said that his administration was working to bring back all the hostages held by Hamas. He added that all civilized people must condemn the October 7th atrocities against Israel, which would never have happened if he was president then. Trump is on a 4-day trip to the Middle East, with Saudi Arabia being his first stop. No negligence was found in the accident involving a container truck that fatally struck a male elephant calf. According to Bernama, Gerik Police Chief Zulkifli Mahmud said preliminary investigations revealed that the area was foggy at the time of the incident, which occurred at 2:50 a.m. He said the road also lacked street lighting. Yesterday, we asked viewers to share their views on what can be done to prevent the incident from happening again. Let's take a look at the responses. A majority of the viewers called for safety features on roads for wildlife, with some calling for crossings for wildlife such as paths or bridges. Meanwhile, 32% wanted stricter action against people who were speeding. Apart from these, there was also a suggestion for more signs at areas animals cross the road at, as well as speed bumps and other indicators. Lighting was also brought up by a lot of viewers. What are your suggestions? Share your views in the comments section. That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.